when you prepare for remote working, that too on a large scale with everyone working from remote, you also need to look at the current infrastructure and you should also identify what additional infrastructure has to be added. And when I am talking about infrastructure in this particular context, it is all about how you enable the virtual working or remote working. It's not about what is required for a typical SAP implementation like servers, SAP software. I am not talking about that. I am talking about if team has to work from remote, what are all the kind of infrastructure and facilities required. Work from home was not something new. You have been doing it and you are able to do it because you are privileged to work from home. So you are provided a laptop with official software installed and all the security and other aspects are already installed in the laptop. So with such kind of configuration you have been working and you might be provided with Wi-Fi or internet access and you have the access to office environment. Depending on the kind of access, you could work as if you are in the office or you may be accessing a few components that would be good enough for you to manage your work from remote for a few days. Having the access to office applications and you will be having access to applications that are required for executing your work like MS Office, MS Projects for project management and other software. And then there is also a policy in place for work from home which used to be given to specific people and also for a specific duration in a month. Now what is different? The difference is now you have to work from home for the entire duration. It is not just you. The entire team will have to work from home. So what kind of challenges are there and how you are going to prepare and what kind of investment you will be making. Let us try to see how you will be identifying the infrastructure required. Before identifying the infrastructure required, you look at what are all entities that are connected to your members' systems. Your entire team has to work from remote and they still have to connect to multiple entities to execute their work. So it can be the servers where the relevant software like SAP are installed and accessible and the members may be connected and working according to the authorizations given to them. On the other side, there can be other applications which are required for the project and also the applications which are enablers like applications that will be used for timekeeping, the applications that will be capturing the progress of the project and document management systems which will be storing all the assets that are being developed and also the assets that are being referred by multiple project members and other stakeholders. So you need to identify what are all these entities and how you will have to connect. And how are they connected should also be determined what is feasible and also what is agreeable between all stakeholders and project team. So when you are getting connected, there are multiple options, but you can look at options like VPN and web access or remote desktop and multiple methods that can be compared and determine the best option. What should be the speed of connection and what kind of performance required? That will also determine what is the amount of investment that you and your customer will have to invest. You take the case of a project where engineering applications are involved and people might be making drawings and they may be requiring a big size desktops and they will be using performance critical applications to generate and design the drawings. In that case, you need to figure out how you are going to handle this through remote. There are some solutions which can also enable working from remote and still be able to execute this kind of work. So you need to look at the kind of work and the kind of connections required according to the performance, speed and the nature of work. And depending on the kind of backup you require, you may also have to invest on some additional infrastructure. For machine administration, you will be having multiple software to work on areas like preventing the virus, preventing the hacking, eliminating the malware, ensuring the data privacy, increasing the speed of work, executing the activities like installation and update of antivirus and anti-hacking and anti-malware software. Why this is important is because in normal situation, when the project members were all sitting inside the office network, the activities like updating the patches and loading the required software, running regular routines, cleaning up the laptops. All activities are done through a program that is centralized, and it happens according to the schedule and other triggers that are configured. So once you are connected into the network, these programs will be running and they will be performing the activities that are required. That means the workload is drastically low when people were working in the office network. Whereas for IT support team, the work is increased when they have to connect to individual person's system, whether it is a personal laptop, desktop, or customer provided laptop, or any other system. They have to connect and indeed configure the software that is required for machine administration. So you may have to look at some tools that will be helping you to do the activities efficiently. For data privacy, some softwares which will be helping you on ensuring that your data is protected, and there are multiple layers of data privacy activities. You will be forced to classify the documents as confidential, private, and public view. And if you do not classify the documents, you will not be able to save the document. So such kind of protections can be enabled through specially made software. Similarly, according to the classification that you have given, the sensitivity is also ensured. If a confidential document is being sent through an email within the office network or to outside the office network, there is a mechanism to detect and prevent. So these software should also work according to what is available for you and how you will be doing it. So when everyone is working in isolation and working from remote, this is a challenge for the IT support team to execute these activities. So in that connection, you may have to identify some additional investment to enable these activities to perform efficiently. Looking at these aspects and a few other aspects on collaboration part, you will be determining what is the investment required. On the infrastructure investment side, the collaboration tools are required. Some of the team, which may be about 10 to 20% of the total team, might be having these tools. But now these tools should be extended to all the members. So if you have Microsoft Teams in your organization, which is accessible to only a few people, you should extend the licenses and every member should be able to work on Microsoft Teams. It can be Microsoft Teams or it can be the other collaboration tools like Google or anything else. So there is no special law for Microsoft Teams. So in the same way, you need to identify what are all the kind of tools required, and you need to verify whether they are all available for every team member. So it can be communicators, chat communicators, screen sharing tools, chat windows, video communications, and many other collaboration tools. So you have to look at all these tools. In fact, there are some project collaboration tools where you can upload the documents and collectively review, record your review remarks, and make the other rework on the documents according to the remark given. And in some cases, the people can get into a web conference, go through this collaboration tool and approve the document then and there through the discussion and parallel updates. You have to look at all such kind of tools and see how important they are for your project, and you need to invest on these tools in terms of the tools as well as extension of these tools for each and every member that will be relevant for using them. For machine administration, I was already mentioning that there are some activities like regular software updates, security updates, patches, and the permissions required are enabled. So every aspects, you need to look at how you will be performing these activities through a required software, and due to the scale of work that is increased when everyone is sitting in isolation and IT support team has to perform these activities on each and every system, there will be an investment required. In case of personal computers, you need to administer them as well. And in fact, you should tune them. You should clean the personal system from anything else that is residing in the personal laptop, and then you have to replicate the company standard image in the laptop, and then you should also administer them. If it is a remote desktop, you should administer that as well. And what are the other communication enabling tools? Each person, when he is interacting through remote with customer, other stakeholders, as well as his own team members, there will be some additional requirements like headphones, Wi-Fi, uninterrupted power supply, and many other supporting tools. So you need to either provide them or you need to fund the consultant to purchase and make them ready for working from remote. I hope we got some good understanding on what kind of activities are required and what kind of investment is required for enabling the remote work.